Hey friends, I hope that you are having a lovely Sunday. I'm working on some more of these flowish style journals, y'all, and I thought that while I'm working on these, I would show you, in case you're working, you're making your own flowish style journals, the way that I determine the size of the pockets that go in these babies. My pockets, and if you've purchased one of my journals, you kind of know what my pockets look like. My pockets look like this. And these are the pockets that are bound inside the journal that I fill with goodies and stuff. And then I attach things to the outside and all of that good stuff. But this is how I make a pocket for my flowish or junk style journals. And mine are really, really, really simple. It's not like a long process. It's not complicated. I was looking online the other night and I thought, well, I should maybe scout out some different pocket styles and maybe start incorporating some different pocket styles in the journals that I'm making. And then there were pocket tutorials that were 1-step, 2-step, 3-step, 4-step, 5-step, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm very big on perfection neglection. If a process is just way too much, then it's really highly likely that I'm not going to do it. I admire it. I love when people are able to create perfection, but I am not a perfectionist at all. That I have this philosophy that's called perfection neglection, that if you're trying to get to perfect, then you just don't do it at all. And I would much rather see somebody do something than try and get something perfect and then just give it up entirely or not do it at all. Anyway, all right, this is how I structure my pockets to go in my flow journals. Take a ruler or whatever I have handy, and I'm going to measure. Now this one is already done, and she's already got her brag closure on her and all that good stuff. Here's how I measure for the pockets. I use a ruler, and I'm going to measure to about a quarter past where my book plate is. So in this case, I'm right at 4 1/4 inches, and I write that down because I can't remember anything anymore. There's a kid has lived down the block from me literally for 10 years, and I could not remember his name last night. So that's why I write things down. 4 1/4, and this is going to be the top measurement for the pocket. So, we're going to fold it. So we're going to cut a large piece of paper and then fold that in half. Okay, so we've got 4 1/4, and 4 1/4 times 2 is 8 1/2. So that is my top measurement. My top measurement is 8 1/2. Just like this. It is 8 1/2. Then I measure from about a quarter up here to where I try to center the ruler about where I think the pocket should go. So this is measuring about 6 1/2. Write down 6 1/2, and I know that I want to create a 2 1/2 inch fold on these papers. So 6 1/2 plus 2 1/2 is 9. I cut my papers 8 1/2 by 9. So that's the first step, is cutting the papers. And then when you're finished cutting the papers, and I'll cut one for you so we can kind of just see how this goes. I've got a couple of these pockets already ready to go in here. But we'll cut one. We'll cut a paper that is 8 1/2 by 9. This one has a little something on it, so I'll trim that off. Definitely will use that for something. All right, so we're 8 1/2 at the top. There is our 8 1/2 mark. And our 9 right there. I save all of my pieces. and then I'll show you what I do with these in just a minute. So we've got our 8.5 up here, and yes, I'm gonna make sure that that is the 8.5 mark. You can fold these or you can score them. What I do is just fold mine. Again, I'm not like a perfectionist. I do have a bone folder, so I tend to use a bone folder just because I just have one. If you don't have a bone folder, then grab your pair of scissors and just use that to kind of smooth down right here. All right, next thing I want to do, I also don't have a scoreboard. So I kind of use my, cutting board as scoreboard. So I'm going to measure to 2.5. Kind of score right here. Now again, if you don't have a bone folder, use a popsicle stick. Honestly, a popsicle stick is kind of my favorite rather than a bone folder, because a lot of times, I don't know what it is about a bone folder, but I will press too hard and you know, cut through the paper. All right, now I'm going to fold this just like that. And we're going to fold this into, sometimes I get a little bit of spillage right here. That's not a problem. I just kind of, I'm going to trim that off. It's not really a problem at all. And then, you know, of course, when you fold it out, you don't have that problem. I'm just going to trim that off. Just like that. Easy peasy. All right, and that is your pocket folder for a junk journal or a flow journal or whatever you're making. They're super simple. You can, what I like to do is put washi tape here, because a flow journal is meant to be kind of torn apart. So when I put washi tape here, the person who ends up with the journal can remove the washi tape and have a nice piece of paper to play with. And this was it was born a piece of paper, now it's a pocket, now it's a piece of paper again. Isn't that cool? I hope this has been helpful to you in figuring out how to make just a simple pocket for flow journals or for junk journals. I've already sold my whimsy junk journal that I posted this, whimsy flow-ish journal that I posted this morning. I am so grateful. Thank you for doing that. Please remember that anything that I sell in my shop, part of the proceeds goes to help my son, who is recovering from bilateral hip replacement surgery. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.